Hello, everybody, and welcome to the channel. I am your game master for today, the Bardic Knot. You can find me on the internet, Twitter, Twitch, Patreon, and YouTube, all as the Bardic Knot. And today, we are jumping right back on in. It's a weird way of phrasing it. I don't know. To be honest, you could probably put those words in any order. You know, back, right on in, right back on in, right on back in. Like, any which way would probably work. I'm gonna stop because I'm distracted. But we are continuing with the Rebels of Spira, the Final Fantasy D6 tabletop role-playing game. I will give a brief attempt at a recap of previous events after my wonderful, lovely players say words introducing themselves and their characters. So with that, ATV, take it away, please.
Oh, hi. I am a tired by. You can find me in various places, like here, where I'm playing as Lilith the Albed Dark Knight, and who is great. And also, I'm here also every other Saturday on where normally we would be playing at the One Piece tabletop game, but that is on hiatus, so if we do streams, it's like random stuff, potentially a Vampire the Masquerade thing that Strider Winters is gonna run. And also, I'm over on the Undead K's channel every second Thursday, so this upcoming Thursday and every second Thursday after. I think that's how math works. Where we're playing Curse of Strahd. And over there I play as a ASMR bard named Zatari. I almost called her an Albed. That wouldn't have been right. I think I did the introductory stuff right.
None of that sounded incorrect to me. So,
Okay.
with that, we have Andy. Andy, who are you?
Hi, good morning. I'm Andy. I can be found at Anthony Tift on Twitter most of the time. I'm also here every other week and floating behind the scenes doing things with Dots RPG project and Omen's Risings. So if you check those out, odds are we'll bump into each other there. And here I am playing Herbie, the very, very confused but go with the flow college student.
I love Herbie. He just doesn't know what's going on, but that doesn't stop him.
Don't know, don't care, just be nice.
Amazing energy to have.
Be good.
And then, finally, we have Rain. Rain, who are you?
I am Rain Hayes, and you can find me many places. You can sometimes find me playing on Somatic Games channel doing their monthly charity streams. I think I'm going to try and sign up for the July one. I have to remember when it is. You can also find me on Dungeon Masters Guild, where I release a crap ton of products. Yeah, that's pretty much it. I had another thing, but I'm going to save that until I know I'm going to do it.
Okay.
And I'm playing Reno Boom, the Boom Kitty.
Right. So, now, here's what I have to attempt to try and recap stuff. It's been a while, because various IRL stuff has come up. So, previously, we attended a banquet, sort of, kind of. We ruined the banquet, sort of, kind of. We upset Probably's parents, but they're assholes, so it's fair game. I think that's how it goes, right? You're allowed to upset people if they're terrible people.
I mean, that's how I see it, both in character and in life.
We then had the entire gathering of Guada Salam perform a sending ritual, which caught Maester Parum slightly off guard, who then proceeded to explode. We're like shedding their outer shell and becoming a strange monstrosity of sorts, who then exploded again in the sky, nearly destroying the entire city of Guadalajara, which was thankfully saved due to some time magic. Herbie just stopping time for some stuff, use some rope. A robot chocobo breathing ice on stuff. And then Perumpt, well, new Perumpt, Mega Perumpt? I don't know, I haven't got a name for it. We'll leave that up to you guys to name whatever this new form of Perumpt is. But they kind of flew off into the far plane, which was then sealed behind by falling rocks. Nobody died, just falling rocks. We kind of left things with the rebels just casually standing in the middle of Guadalajara, being... We've averted the disaster. The city isn't going to collapse and fall in on itself, but I'm not really sure where to go next. So, is there anything I've missed that anyone else wants to specify? Because it's probably important.
You know, I remember that Reno did a thing, but I don't remember what it was.
Reno learned supernova?
Oh, she did!
Was it supernova? I think it was.
I have it written down. Let me try.
You learned an incredibly powerful spell that you can't cast yet.
Correct.
Sadly.
Like, yep. One day we'll be able to do it. And then you're all in trouble.
Like, I could... It's not like it's out of my league for level, because I don't think that's how spells work. But I do not have anywhere near that level of MP.
I mean, I vaguely recall needing to be of certain levels to cast certain spells, but I think that's just if you have access to it or not. My memory.
I think it's just... Yeah, I think it's just access. It's the levels when you... It's when you get certain spells of that level.
Yeah.
But that's not true for blue mages, because blue mages can learn spells other ways.
I mean, okay. It's a very strange thing, but I am noticing here, Blue Mage, it mentions Superior level 10, Ancient level 15. I don't know what that means. I don't know if that is just saying, yes, when you hit these levels, you automatically gain one.
Yeah, that's what it means.
Yeah.
Because if you look at the others on their spell list, it has like 1, 1, 2.
Yeah.
That means you learn 2 level 1s and a level 2. Or, no, you learn... Okay, I'll have to look at it again. I had it once.
Yeah, it's one of those where, like, I think I get it. I'm going to get it. So...
It hasn't come up yet, so...
Yeah, I'm just looking at Black Mage because it's right there next to it. So Black Mage, for example, says 1, 1, 2, 3, all under Novice, which means at level 1, you have 2 Novice spells. You get another Novice spell at level 2, and another Novice spell at level 3.
Right, yeah, that's yeah, exactly that.
So I would assume for Blue Mage, since it says Novice 1, then nothing in Intermediate or Expert, then Superior 10, Ancient 15. So
yes.
I assume it is basically saying at level 10 get 1 Superior spell, at level 15 get 1 Ancient spell, like for free.
Yeah.
I
and
think...
then every other way I can get a spell, I have to observe it or experience it.
Yeah. I have a yawn stuck in my mouth. I would assume it's meant to also be there as a kind of, don't give your blue mage access to superior spells before level 10, and I said, do it!
I'll give you an ancient spell!
I mean, I think it's also a fact of if you didn't have enough MP, you'd just be casting from HP, which, I mean...
I don't have...
Other Final Fantasy games, it didn't end well.
I don't have enough of both MP and HP combined to cast that spell.
Yeah, so what is it? It's 200 MP to cast Supernova.
Yeah.
I'm just remembering the moment when a certain character tried to cast Meteor.
I mean, okay, ATB, the thing is, Final Fantasy IV has been out for, like, nearly 30 years. I think we can avoid spoilers on it. I think we can say...
They might decide to remaster it via Final Fantasy VII.
Final Fantasy IV has had 2 remasters.
Yes, but it hasn't had that remaster.
I mean, low-key, but I'm just going to say this before I get too distracted. Low-key, like, I very much enjoyed Stranger of Paradise. I thought it was a really fun retelling of Final Fantasy I. Like, a semi-prequel, not prequel thing. Like, it was fun and interesting, and I thought it was cool. I would not be opposed if they kept doing that. Like, not making them full games, just these fun, like, beat-em-up combat playthroughs. Like, that's fine. If you want to do that, it's a blast.
They just make a remake of 4, and it's just Tella? That's his name, I think.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure. I keep getting confused because I'm pretty sure that's, like, you can change his name, right? In 4, or am I...
Um,
no idea.
in certain versions of it, so, for example, on... I think on the DS version, you can change everybody's name.
Yeah.
There is also a character called Naming Way, who is a rabbit who lives on the moon, who allows you to change names.
Yeah.
But in the original, no, you couldn't change their names. Their names were set.
Yeah. So, like, in the remake of 4, you just watch Tella die because he cast a meteor and he didn't have enough MP, so it took his life. And also, I think because he was old. And then like the new character you play is just like, whatever. Where's the final boss? I need to beat him up. Just
Doesn't
like in
reflect our attitude towards things at all.
I mean, just because of like in Strangers of Paradise, it was like, this is my tragic backstory and why I'm evil. Are you Chaos though? No? Then I don't give a shit.
Look, low-key, like, Stranger of Paradise had a lot of issues with it. I'm not denying that. It was by no means a perfect game. Jack Garland's unwavering dedication to find and kick the shit out of Chaos was so good. So flipping good. Literally, someone is in the middle of their, like, villain monologue there, and Jack leaps into the sky, shouting, "I don't give a fuck who you are," and punches them in the face. I'm just like, yeah. I don't know if it was meant to be this self-aware, or if it was unintentionally beautiful. But it was a blast. I do highly recommend Stranger Paradise. Like, not because it's a great game, not because the story is innovative, but like just because if you enjoy the character of Jack Garland, you just run around and watch this character beat stuff up. And it's fun. Okay. Yo, Square, when are you gonna start paying me? That'd be pretty nice. I will advertise your shit.
I could use money too. Because college.
Yeah.
So Square, you know.
I will sell your stuff. Just do it. We'll sort it out. Hit me up.
I'll do a Final Fantasy 1 Nuzlocke. I don't know what that would even entail, but you know. Heard Nuzlocke's is hip with the kids these days.
No white mages?
Well, here's the thing. You could technically do that, because you can only revive characters in Final Fantasy 1 by going to the church in town. So if one of your characters dies, just leave them dead.
Yeah.
You probably won't get very far. Although people have completed Final Fantasy 1 with one white mage as their party. I don't know how they did it, but they did. there are actually some very interesting Final Fantasy 1 challenges because you can choose your party type. So there's challenges where you don't upgrade them. There's challenges where you play as like 4 white mages or 4 warriors or whatever. Final Fantasy 1 is a very fun game. Anyhow, let's talk about this Final Fantasy game we're meant to be talking about. We're stood in the center of Guado Salam. The whole city is, post-tragedy, post-natural disaster created by an unnatural force of hatred and evil and corrupt greed and, your standard Republican. Take that.
No disagreement.
What would everybody like to do? What is your initial first plan of action? Bear in mind that yes, you visibly just saved the town, but you have also very recently pissed off the highest authority in this city.
Should we, try to leave, or should we try to help people out in case there's injured?
Well, I mean, we did kind of already help people out. If we help any more, we might set more things on fire.
Or get set on fire.
Or get set on fire. Although that wouldn't bother me.
If you just looking around, you can see that there are, community organized first responders and things like that. There are people helping people in an official capacity. So
Didn't we last time recruit somebody to go with us?
You made a friend. You made contact with a very, very attractive person wearing the stereotypical traditional black mage garb. So blue robe, big pointy yellow hat. When they take the hat off, they're really beautiful. Just like stunningly attractive, androgynous, like male-ish figure. Who, when you inquired about their name, they gave a very indefinite answer of Jim.
I'm trying to remember, because I remember we were going to meet by a gate, and I think we were going to go somewhere.
There is the exit towards the Thunder Plains, which is, you cross the Thunder Plains, you go to Macalania, and Macalania can connect you to Bavel or to the Calmlands. Like, that's the correct way to go if you are following the pilgrimage. Or you can just, go back the way you came and do something entirely different. Blitzball season has started in Luca. You can backtrack there.
I feel like it might have been the exit gate towards the Thunder Plains that you said to meet them. I don't remember though.
Could be, I think so, because we were going to cross the Thunder Plains for some reason.
Shits and giggles, really. Who doesn't want to walk across giant, wide open areas where it's constantly raining lightning?
Riding on a very large vehicle that probably has lots of metal in it.
Your vehicle's made of rocks.
I mean, that's where metal comes from.
Oh my god.
For anybody that doesn't know, I am the problem child. Hello.
So, is the plan of action, maybe we should just leave before they, ask us to help or something? Or, demand some kind of consequence for our actions? Because, just gonna point
that was
out,
the other thing.
it is technically your fault this happened. You started the sending. You got everyone in town to take part, And performing that sending
It's
is what
not our
pissed...
fault. We didn't
No, but-
like our gift.
Look, you pissed this person off, and you got everyone in town to piss this person off so much he nearly destroyed it. Since they can't put
And
the
we pissed
blame
off the monarchy as well.
on the giant monster, there's a chance the blame might get shifted onto you. Is it fair? Not really. Is
We
it
also
a
did kinda
perfectly
see-
reasonable reaction?
We also did kind of see Leviathan go after him.
Yes, you did send Leviathan out that way. I remember now. Summon a giant snack.
Yeah, I think we should probably go. Because I feel like the longer we sit here, the more time it'll take for probably parents to send guards after us. Maybe.
That does beg the question: what would happen if probably just sent them back? Like, how does precedence work here?
I mean, one would logically assume they have to follow some level of chain of command, and Wobbly's parents are probably slightly higher. And, you know, speaking of, Lilith, you are not incorrect. From a not too far away entrance to the mayor. Like, I can't remember what title I gave these. I want to say mayor, but I don't think that was it. Duke.
Duke.
I think we had a
Sounds
whole ass
familiar.
conversation about titles last time.
We did, but also my memory is atrocious, and I've slept at least once since last time, so those thoughts are gone.
It's like a baron or a viscount or something.
You know, some titled person, but from their manner, you do see a you see a rather disgruntled Guado, who appears to be commanding a group of armored soldiers to detain you, as it were. Their organization isn't fantastic. They're slightly, I'm not going to say outright incompetent. I suppose, you know, they're just shaken considering their entire home city was almost destroyed about 10 minutes ago. But they're getting their stuff together, and they're being told that it's technically your fault. And also you're trying to kidnap the heir. So maybe it's time to skedaddle. Maybe. Just a little
I
bit.
mean, technically, I guess we're kind of trying to kidnap him. Or I guess.
It's not kidnapping if he is a willing traveling companion
Oh.
and an
Okay.
adult.
Yeah, that's fair.
I'm not sure if he's technically an adult.
I mean... how do
In
you
any
want
case, we
it?
should climb on top of our giant statue and roll away.
Yeah!
Possibly an
Yay,
idea.
drive time.
Yeah.
Alright, so
Good
Wobbly summons the golem. The golem transforms into drive mode. Biggs, Wedge, Val, Hans, and Raiko, they all hop on. You all hop on and you floor it. You start driving, heading toward... And, you know, I like to envision a really fun little chase scene going on throughout Guadalajara as you drive the golem cart. The go-kart!
The go-kart.
Big brain. You know, you like drive it partway up a ramp, and like Herbie can rock it onto two wheels and keep going because Herbie is an amazing driver, apparently.
Drive's great. No idea where we're going.
Yeah. Some
It's just
guards
a
come after you, ATB. Sorry.
I was just saying, it's just constantly like the guards are chasing after us, like, wow, they really have us beat. They must have this entire place memorized. Meanwhile, cut to our point of view of like, yeah, I think through that way probably is the way to go. Maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe.
This whole thing just amuses my brain. So, you know what? Everyone take
We're throwing a bunch of gifts in the thing.
Yeah, there's gifs and videos, and okay, we've got the Super Mario 64 soundtrack playing.
Specifically, the one that plays when you're sliding down, just a da-na-na-na-na, da-na-na-na-na.
Alright, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna point at each of you and let you have, just describe like a moment of this scene as you're performing this amazing escape. So let's start. Let's start with the driver, Herbie. What is the first amazing part of this escape? How does it begin? You're all loaded up onto the go-kart. You see some guards coming your way. What is the first thing you do to create some distance between you and them in as interesting and fun way as you can think of?
Just absolutely floor it and sort of start taking directions at random. We do a couple of figure eights. Squeal the treads.
Do a burnout.
Yeah. And just head off in one direction, and then in the middle realize it's where I think we came from, so I whip it around and go the other way. Just at random.
We drive. Great driving technique. Horrible sense of direction.
I think that's a fantastic start. Okay. So that's how we get started. Just
Stuck on the clover leaf.
ATB. What is
Sam,
a...
hold on.
Oh, okay. In that case, let me throw this question onto Rain then. An unexpected obstacle appears. What is it, and how do you overcome it?
Well, the city just had a major catastrophe, and it's inside of a tree, right?
Yep.
So I'm gonna
Under a tree, but same thing.
Yeah. I'm gonna suggest like a piece of root is just covering the area, like a large one, and it's gonna say a lot about how Reno thinks. Reno's going to, in each hand, summon a goblin bomb. And it's going to have that fiery demonic grin, and a little bit of the fire is actually going to be coming out of her eyes and her mouth. So there's like 3 grins. And she's just going to throw it ahead of them and blast the root out of their way.
All right, fixing problems with explosions. Okay.
Make room for the boom.
And then, finally, ATB. You are approaching the exit of the Thunder Plate. Near the exit, you can make out your maybe new friend. We had a brief conversation. You can make out Jim, who is standing by the exit, hat on, fully cloaked, and he has a horse. We don't question where the horse came from, but Jim has a horse with him. Then. We don't really know. I don't think we ever inquired, but they've got a horse. How do you get Jim and the horse onto the go-kart and make the most dramatic exit out of Guardo Salam as possible?
See, I'm trying to think of like something to do with like the whip sword, of just like hooking it onto like something to just swing around and like try to grab Jim and the horse. But also, I don't know if Lilith is that strong.
I mean, I think you are.
strong enough to carry a grown person and a horse.
Considering what we've smashed through physically before.
I mean, you rammed your sword through a kraken. You've, beaten up a giant living worm monster. There's plenty of stuff that you've done that I could argue anime bullshit strength. So,
Okay, sure. So Lilith with Noctu still on her shoulder sees I don't know, like some sort of supporting beam or something,
it would probably be a
and
root.
uses a supporting root, very strong, and takes out the whip sword, swings it around a bit like a lasso, and flings it so that it hooks onto the root.
Mm-hmm.
And then just manages to propel herself over, heading towards Jim and the horse. And just without any words or any warning, just manages to grab the two of them and swings back onto the cart. And then there's like a moment during all of this where Noctu falls off of her shoulder, but grabs onto the horse's tail, and so you just see this tiny hedgehog just going in through the air, just holding on tightly to a horse's tail.
I
before
enjoy
just
this.
landing them into the cart.
I enjoy this. And so, Jim and the horse are pulled onto the cart. Noctua is flapping on the tail. As you are heading out the exit, you see some Guado guards kind of running after you. So, here's the thing. If anyone remembers the part in Final Fantasy X where you're being chased out of Macalania Temple and the Guado guards, follow you, they Naruto fucking run. Because they've got, long arms and their arms, drag. So, in my mind, there's, this squad of Guados fucking Naruto running after you. And at this moment, Jin will go, I've got this. Take off their hat. Long, beautiful, flowing, ash brown, dirty blonde. It's one of those, you can't really describe their hair color, but you know it's pretty. That kind of you know what? Their hair color is not too dissimilar from, Miles Edgeworth or whatever his name is from Ace Attorney, where it's silver, gray, brown, blonde.
Silver gray hair. I just say it's gray.
Yeah. So that kind of rolls down and starts to billow in the wind as they pull out this very ornate looking staff, and they begin casting a spell. And as you just leave the exit for Thunder Plains, a big ball of fire just erupts in the doorway, in the entranceway, and creates rubble. Not enough to seal it off permanently, but enough that it's going to distract them for a good couple hours. And you now find yourselves in the Thunder Plains. The Thunder Plains they're quite dark. As literally this entire sprawling area, as far as the eye can see, is covered in clouds. Black, dark, ominous clouds, but are perpetually just spewing thunder. There's constant flashes of lightning, followed by the roar of thunder, just non-stop. The ground itself doesn't appear to have any natural growth upon it. It's very worn, and it's just sandy dirt. Because what's gonna grow from all this thunder? There's no rain, there's no natural light here. It is just this. And along there appears to be a pathway of sorts, but it's not fantastically worn. And there appears to be lightning towers dotted, which one would assume is probably where you would try and run between for safety, perhaps. And yes, welcome to the Thunder Plains.
Every time you say that, for some reason, the Thundercats theme song just goes through my head. Okay, so we're on the Thunder Plains from Guadasalam. Raiko, is there a temple across the plains? Or should we be hugging north and going north?
Um, as far as I comprehend it, you just kind of get through the Thunder Plains. You just go north and try and get out as quick as you can, to get out to Macalania, because there's not a whole lot here. It's just thunder, thunder plains.
God damn it, Bardic. I kind of feel like Thunder Plains would be a great place to hide if you could handle the thunder.
I don't entirely disagree. I mean, hide is probably not an opportune word, just because they're quite open. They are still plains. As Raiko points out, there's not really anywhere to hide, but it's just wide open areas with just lightning towers dotted here and there.
But if nobody goes into it, nobody's gonna see.
True. I don't know how you'd eat. I suppose you'd have to leave quite a lot to get food.
Herbie's totally. Is it always like that here? If we go round.
There's not really around to go. We're just kind of here.
This was not on the geography final.
Different geography. You said that we just follow the towers?
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, so I'm just trying to find it on the map here. So the Thunder Plains are technically like here. So the Thunder Plains basically cover from here, which is where Guadasalam is, right up to Macalania. There is a huge amount of land, which is the Thunder Plains. Now I'm looking at it. It is obscene. Like, the Thunder Plains are like bigger than the Calmlands.
This is gonna be a journey.
Well, as long as we keep to the towers, then we should be okay.
I'm more worried if we have to stop for anything.
Yeah,
Just
it's not like we're on a giant metallic golem.
what could possibly go wrong? I'm sure nothing could go wrong. Okay. So I assume you're just going to zigzag between the lightning rods. Yeah, that's what they're called. I was trying to think of the word. Whilst you are doing this for however long it takes, on foot, if you were crossing, it could easily take, 3 or 4 days. By car, probably a solid day of driving. The first thing, I suppose, would be, does anybody want to open up a dialogue with anyone else currently on the go-kart? Figuring out where you're going next, what's happening, what the frick just did, what did Perumpt just do? Perumpt made it into the far plane, should we be concerned? Yeah, conversations.
We should probably tell Jim that Prompt went into the far plane.
Yeah.
That'd be a good start.
Okay. I mean, Jim? We'll respond and go, no, yeah, so here's the thing, I kind of saw that. I it's kind of like there, was getting people to do the descending and all that good stuff. So I I saw it. Honestly, of all the bets I've made in my life, which is a lot, and I've not won many of them. I never would have guessed that Pahrump was like actually some giant, evil, horrifying winged monster spouting death and destruction across the land. Like, I knew he was a terrible person, but like a literal monster, ooh, I was not ready for that exposition.
I mean, we kind of predicted that, just not to that degree.
Yeah.
It's
We were
more of a
kinda
surprise that,
thinking, honestly, a bit smaller.
yeah, and we were kind of thinking that he wouldn't willingly go to the far plane. That was the whole point behind the sending.
Yeah.
Well, I believe Raiko would chime in and go, well, so there's a slight difference. So, kind of like how we went to the far plane, we were still living. We still retained our living essence. We were not being sent there. Pahrump went in like we went in. Pahrump hasn't been sent. Pahrump is not. So we just kind of accidentally kind of unleashed that monster onto the far plane. Supposedly unending plane of existence with untapped, incomprehensible powers and energies and God knows what else.
Really good whiskey.
Good whiskey, yeah. But
Good host, but possible untapped magical energies.
Yeah, and see, normally when you send someone, it's a calming thing. You get them to release their negative emotions, and then they get sent there and begin the rebirthing cycle, and it's essentially like achieving a level of nirvana to return unto the world. And he just kind of went there, as he is, a giant death prophesizing monster.
Yeah, that does
Wait.
sound. That does sound like a bad thing.
Though honestly, like, would we even be able to handle something like that now? Like, because would Lilith even know what, like, that he casted supernova? Like, would she even be able to recognize what that was?
I mean, even if you don't know the name of a spell, you saw the spell, and I'm like, yeah, what the frack was that?
Yeah. Okay. Like, with the spell that they casted back there in Guadosalam, I don't know if we're strong enough to handle that right now. Like, to face them in combat.
It'd help if we had more information.
Yeah, more information would certainly help.
I mean, this is just my input, but wouldn't it be like really useful if we could, just find a place that just had loads of information, like about all kinds of stuff, about the far plane, and anything from like different worlds and realities and stuff like that. I think that could be useful. Anyone know?
Well, there's my university, but there's no Aether network here.
I
As
don't.
you mentioned that it kind of travels.
Yeah.
Well, that's why I need the Aether network.
I don't know what that is.
Giant glowing crystals that connect to each other and allow you to transport yourselves between them.
It sounds a lot faster than boat.
It can be, but you have to be there first. You have to actually attune to one.
Oh.
So you have to go there first the normal way, and then you can take it from place to place.
Oh, okay. Still sounds a lot faster than boat. But
Yeah.
It is when it's, connected.
So, how do we get to your university? Like, because you mention it all the time, but I've still never heard of it. I've never seen. Or...
Normally, when I leave the university, it's attached to an Aether network, and I can just pop back in and out.
Mm-hmm.
I have not seen any Aether stones here, which is the problem.
Oh, so you were basically sent here and just couldn't find your way back?
Yes, but I also haven't really tried to find my way back.
Fair enough. But, like,
There's lots of-
theoretically, if we... Sorry?
I was just gonna say there's lots of food here and fun monsters.
But, like, theoretically, if we could find one, an Aether stone, and it led to your university, like, we could all go there and you could... And that could possibly help?
I mean, the university library is very extensive. And it houses people from multiple worlds, so it would make sense that it would have information that might not be available here.
What if it had, like... Because I know of, like, I've heard of multiple universe theory, I've also heard of alternate universe theory. What if there's, like, alternate us's just wandering the university? Would we, like, explode?
Would they explode and I can take their notes?
Right.
I feel like I'm the strongest me.
There is steam, like smoke, coming out of Raiko's ears as they cannot comprehend anything that is being said. Just like...
There is a theoretical physics class that moves around a lot. It's on the first floor, third floor, sixth floor, and I think it's attached to one of the menageries.
I mean, the thing is, it's only in any of those places sometimes, and even then, if you try and locate where it is, you've invalidated its location, so...
Yeah, typically you find that class by accident. You take as many notes as you can, and then you drop out of it by accident.
Oh.
Herbie is trying to take notes without looking like he's eavesdropping.
I love Herbie, because Herbie is driving right now, not really knowing what's going on. There's this conversation, going, we need to find this at the university. How do we find it? Herbie's like, I don't know, I was there, but I'm lost. I got turned around, like, I was meant... Look, I missed orientation, I'm very confused, I don't really know what this class is all about.
Kinda cold in here.
You don't actually know that you're a member of the university until your second year.
Oh shit, what if we're all members of the university? I'd have a lot
I
of
am.
bills to pay. But like, what if it's like I don't know, what if it's like my first year or Raiko's first year? And
Yeah,
we
it could
never
be.
knew.
Could be.
Well, by
knows?
that token, you would have access to the library.
Is there anything else specific you would like to try and cover in this conversation?
Jim, why exactly are you traveling?
So Jim kind of Jim is adjusting their hat and putting it back on and trying to find a way to put their staff back in their cloak so it's hidden, and all this whilst trying to make sure their horse is calm. Their horse is very confused, just stood on the back of this go-kart, not moving. And Jim, he goes, reasons. Don't think about it. It's fine. Just see
realize
the
that-
world. Just hanging out.
You do realize that by telling a university student to not think about it, they're going to write a dissertation on it.
I mean, yeah, maybe don't do that. That'd be cool. We're buddies, we're friends, pal. Yeah, great. And buddies and pals, they don't give up their friends' locations or make notes of it. That's pretty cool if you ask me. Right, buddy? Yeah.
Can I roll an inquiry on that?
Please do.
I'm not obviously lying or nervous about anything.
Lying? What do you mean? It's not a chance. But, you know...
I kinda wish it was 333, just because I like the repeating numbers, but okay.
Okay, so that is an 8. What does an 8 translate to? An 8? I mean, yeah, this is a very easy thing to figure out. Jim is lying. Jim is lying a lot. Not very well. What information are you specifically trying to inquire about?
What you hiding, buddy?
Nothing. Nothing. What? Look, I got nothing to hide. I'm just the guy, kinda, just going on a trip with my horse. It's mine. It's a real horse. It's not anything else or different or special. And I acquired it legally.
Lilith just slowly leans in, a sword kind of just out, just have her chin like on the back of it, just like huh.
Look,
Tell the Dark Knight more.
so you know, just a kind of guy person going on a trip with my horse that I legally acquired. That is right. Well, you know what? It is rightfully mine. This horse, I am entitled to it, and I made sure of that. Yep, that is my story because it's what happened.
Legally owns horse.
Yeah.
Is that by current law or?
Well, I have it. And as far as I'm aware, you can't prove that somebody else should have it. So, it's mine.
Do you have the receipt?
What's a receipt?
No, we licked it and it's his.
Look! The horse is here! It's hanging out with me! It's my buddy! The horse just looks and goes, look, it's fine. I don't know why we're talking so much about the horse, alright, guys? Come on. Look. You can trust me. You can trust your old buddy, John. I said my name was John, right?
Yes, totally. You said your name
You-
was.
You absolutely
John
said your name is John Jim.
Yep.
I should write these down.
Yeah, you probably should. Could wear a name tag.
I've learned through lying about sneaking out to watch movies at the theater that it's best to write down your lies. John. Jim.
It's not really lying. I'm just not telling you. Look, it's fine. Look, I'm not hurting anybody. I'm not hurting you.
Yet.
Just look. Why would I hurt you? You're my friends. Look, I'm hanging out. I'm on your. What is
Let's
this?
be honest. Let's be honest. Considering our history, we're probably more likely to hurt him on accident.
Look, I did you a favor back there. Am I a criminal? Well, am I?
Was that a Freudian slip?
Am I now affiliated with your crimes? Because we technically are semi-responsible for almost breaking an entire city.
Yeah, but we didn't commit a crime while doing that.
Probably will chime in and be like, I'm technically kidnapped but
Yeah, but you
you know,
didn't want to be there.
well, that's true. I didn't because it was horrible. But my parents think I'm kidnapped. So,
Technically, this is you running away.
yeah.
That's true. That is a fair point.
You know, it's all these things. It's all of these things. These things, all of them, that's this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, if you do you want to be associated with our crimes? Because we can tell you about the ship.
Yeah, we tell you our crimes, you tell us any hypotheticals that you could be
Yes.
hiding from us.
Yeah. Look, I played this game before. I know it. You say you're gonna tell me your crimes. I tell you the things I didn't do.
You do have crimes.
No, I mate. No. Yeah. I mean, like, don't we all have crimes? Like, aren't we all criminals in someone's mind? You know, laws are so confusing sometimes. Yeah, it's just like a whole thing.
Are you planning on coming with us to the university if we find it?
I don't know what those words are.
Are you planning to go with us to this place if we find it?
Is it affiliated with the Church of Bavel in any way, shape, or form?
Unless there's a student there, no.
Then yeah, sure, why not? They don't. Yeah, I know a lot of places that are not affiliated with the church. Also,
Then
a lot of places that are affiliated with the church. You can't prove otherwise.
I would make the suggestion if we go there that if you feel an urge of some form of entitlement similar to your friend the horse, you suppress that urge because the university itself will probably bitch slap you.
So, like,
The actual building?
Probably.
look, the horse is technically mine. And not in the technicality that I currently am in possession of it. Like, there's a whole bunch of stuff, and the horse rightfully belongs to me.
And it's also definitely a horse.
Definitely just a horse.
Really wish we had insight in this game.
Is there, I suppose inquiry is technically the same, like if you wanted to ask specific questions,
I do. I don't know why, but it's like doors. As soon as something is said, I need to know.
yeah, it's like, tell me what the answer is.
And I already used my inquiry, so, your turn.
Yeah, there's like specifics you're trying to figure out from this character.
Yeah, I want to specifically know if he's lying about the horse.
Yeah, so feel free to roll your inquiry on that.
10. That's a decent roll.
10, that is pretty darn good. 10 comes under moderate. What is the specific question you are asking here? How did this inquiry go?
I want to know if trouble is going to come from us either directly from the horse or our association from the horse.
Reading vaguely between the lines, which, you know, these are pretty big, wide open lines that Jim is leaving out there.
John?
John? Jim?
Jeremy?
Jim, John.
But what you can infer is, at least from context, is this horse is somehow connected to the Church of Babel, and that it is not supposed to be in possession, or that the church believes they should be in possession of it. Whereas Jim feels that they should be in possession of it. The exacting specifics haven't really been brought to light, but that is about it. And yes, there is definitely something special about this horse. What? We don't know. Why? We don't know. How? We don't know.
Well, on the plus side, it can't make things any worse.
Mm.
I mean,
The horse,
probably it could, but
unless the horse is like an assassin or something.
See, right there, you do not know how strong I had to stop myself from, right as you said, couldn't make it any worse. Just say, and the horse takes a shit.
this is called feeding the DM.
Time to kill the horse.
No.
Suddenly, the horse grows 8 more legs, and no.
So the horse turns into Tiamat.
It is a regular, 5-legged horse.
5-legged horse. The regular horse. The regular horse.
The regular 5-legged horse.
With 5 legs.
I don't want to inquire about that too deeply. I don't want to make an inquiry roll on that one. Okay. How would we find the university?
Yeah, that is a very good question. I'd say at this point, you have been driving, this conversation I feel has gone on like a good 20, 30 minutes or so. You've probably driven between 2 or 3 lightning towers. Bardic, cut all of that stuff out when this gets done. I found a different way to charge my vape. I don't know why. I think my computer just did not like having one extra thing plugged into it. It went, no! Don't you fucking dare!
Please,
It's the
no.
last straw.
Having the fan, the external keyboard, the external mouse, the microphone, the headset, the webcam, like the second monitor, it went, don't you fucking dare plug another thing in.
Please, I'll explode if you plug another thing in. Tries to plug in vape. What did I just say?
See,
No stream for you.
I thought it'd be fine, because that's where I normally plug in the capture card. Look, if you can capture my whole PlayStation, you should be able to handle a vape. I'm just trying to charge a small battery. Like, no!
The vape battery is too strong.
Okay. So, what was I doing or saying before everything went wrong?
We had just gotten to past 3 of the lightning rods.
Yes. And as you are approaching the 4th lightning tower, you can see it, not too far away in the distance. And there appears to be a person cowering underneath it. This person looks somewhat scared and alarmed because lightning is literally just... It appears as if they're having difficulty leaving this tower.
I mean, I can't blame them, honestly, considering the thunder plains.
How did they get all the way out here and then get stuck?
I don't know. They stopped to take a break. They decided, like, no, I've been hit by lightning too many times. I need to stop for the day. Whatever it is, they have stopped right here, and they are clearly
6 strikes,
like,
that's it. That's enough for today.
yeah, they're clearly quite stressed about it. Obviously, you're a fair distance away, but you can make out this person. They're quite audibly like distressed and visually, as you can tell, even from this distance.
Could we offer to pick them up?
Yeah, when you get to that tower, you could totally offer. Is there any conversations anyone would like to have before you reach that? Discussion about this poor distressed person?
I mean, I was going to try asking probably how he's feeling about everything.
Yeah.
Of like the, oh hey, we found your parents. Oh no, they're not that great. Oh god, everything's on fire.
Yeah, you can ask probably about that. If you literally ask it how you phrased it, probably go, oh, you know, kind of sucks. Like, I thought my parents were gonna be good, but they weren't. And that's not great, but, sometimes people aren't good people. And all we can do as individuals is just choose to not spend our time and energy around the people who aren't good people. And we put our time and energy into people who are good people. And yes, that sometimes means having to break um, connections and ties, even with people who are supposed to be kind and good to us, especially, people who, share blood with us or share history. So, family, friends, whoever they are, if they are not good people, if our, ideologies and lifestyles and all those things that we see as being a fundamental part of our identity, if those people do not want to support that, then we have to do the correct thing for us and separate. And yeah, it's not an easy thing to do. Like, I don't remember my mom and dad, but I wanted them to be good people, and they're not, and that makes me a little sad. But also, I don't want to spend my time around people who don't make me happy. So,
That is remarkable. That is very profound.
yep.
Also, is there anything you particularly would want to do once we get out of the Thunder Plains? Like make up for the fact that meeting with blood relatives and dinner was terrible?
I would like some good food. I don't know. I'm still not 100% certain what good food is because I've been cooking for myself for a very long time, just kind of eating whatever I could find. But something like good, something tasty.
Oh, we need to find a city with lots of street carts.
What's a street cart?
Food on wheels.
It's a cart that sells
like
food.
go-kart?
Kinda.
Oh,
I wonder if you can. I wonder if there. There probably is a go-kart that's like a food cart. Fast food.
I mean, theoretically, if we all needed extra gold, we could convert this into a food cart.
Can anybody cook?
I can cook. So the same way Jim says his name.
I'd have words. I feel like my spouse would be quite angry if I wasn't able to cook.
See, right now I want to, jump cut to Hans, who has constructed a small campfire of sorts. Yeah, has got like a little propane burner, and on it is making grilled cheese. And go.
Yes.
Hans has a small chef's hat that they pull out when no one's looking.
Pink apron.
Yeah, pink apron, frilly oven mitts, and is making the best looking grilled cheese you've ever seen in your fucking life. It's like the bread has been like toasted and seasoned, so you can see like these beautiful little like orangish flecks, what you assume can be maybe like paprika or something, just on the outside, and you can smell this beautiful, slightly spiced, melting smell of amazingness as Hans goes. Yes. I made cheese. On.
That looks amazing.
Hans, you never fail to surprise me.
Good. What did I do?
Yes.
Do you want the cheese on bread that is cooked?
Yes.
You want to call it fried cheese, but that doesn't quite sound right. You know, I'm technically frying it. It is on like a small frying pan.
Put a grate over it, you can have a grilled cheese.
Pan cheese.
Cheese pans. Cheesy pan. Panny
Grilled
cheese.
cheesy.
And cheesy.
Pan cheesy.
Pan cheesy.
What are other
Wonderful.
words for grilled cheese?
Wonderful. Pan cheesy is for everyone.
Oh god, I'm gonna be using that now.
Oh. So, Hans will give everyone a wonderful pan cheesy.
No joke, I've heard grilled cheese being called that before. Pan cheesies.
That's fantastic. That is astounding.
Pan cheesy.
That makes me very happy because it's so silly.
I love that, like, we're saving the world, but also we made pan cheesy.
Look, in the history of
Everybody's
Spira,
gotta eat.
in the history of Spira, there have been many people who have defeated sin and saved the world. No one has made pan cheesy. Think about it. What is a greater accomplishment?
And cheesy with crab cakes.
Oh my god, that sounds good.
Oh yeah, plus also, this is what the fuck was I gonna say?
I
Gonna
don't
say
know.
something cool, I'm sure.
Was it cool and hilarious?
Probably. Or it was gonna be dumb. I don't know. I'll get back
I feel
to
it
you
was
on
cool and hilarious, so I'm gonna chuckle and go, "Ha! Nice, good one." Okay, so all of this conversation has gone as you are traveling towards the distressed-looking person. Anything else we would like to cover quickly before we arrive at plot?
Nope.
Okay.
No.
Can't think of anything.
As we arrive at the quite literal plot point, Rena,
Yes.
this person is remarkably familiar. As you approach, you notice that this person is wearing a somewhat distressed postal uniform.
Oh god.
Oh
So
Do you need a lift?
they look up and go, "You." They slowly pull themselves up onto the go-kart, look Reno in the eye, go, "I've got a letter for you.
Really? I thought.
I found it. I
Really?
found it."
Why do you look more stressed after finding it?
Because then I had to find my way back.
That's. Did you use the Aether network?
Let me.
Hmm.
Because technically that's entering the property, and as a postal worker, I'm not technically allowed to enter the property.
That's a valid point. I apologize.
Yeah. But I've got a letter. Obviously I don't know what it's about. It's not my place to read them. But this is a whole thing. Thank you. I've been stuck here for a day and a half, just waiting for a moment to start my run. I was running. I tried to not stop whenever I crossed the plains, but I got a stone in my shoe, so I had to stop, and that was a bad choice.
Would you like a pan cheesy?
I don't know what that is, but yeah, go on. What's that?
I'll take my letter and kind of guide him towards Hans.
he sits down and gets handed a pan cheese. He takes one bite. His eyes erupt in sparkles as he is overjoyed at the pure bliss that is a handmade. Oh my god, it's Hans made. It is a Hans made pan cheesy.
Hans made pan cheesy.
This postal worker begins to cry. Reno, you opening your letter?
Reno?
People there? I think my audio
Yeah.
cut out.
Hello?
Yeah, hi.
I
We just
can
couldn't
hear
hear
you
you for
now.
a second. I asked if you were opening your letter.
Yes.
Wonderful. Rena, you open your letter. As your finger, like, okay, so does Reno like try and follow the seal of the envelope to open it, or does she just like finger and tear?
I think Reno has a particular style where she takes a corner with her pointy teeth and just rips.
Okay, so rip the moment the envelope itself tears, there is a sound that I can only describe as a it's kind of like a blorp. Reno,
Lord?
you just open an etherite ticket. So
Interesting. Would this take our entire vehicle?
yes, so your entire vehicle, and everybody on it has been warped to the main etherite of the university. And with that, we're going to take a quick 5 to 10 minute break, everybody. So stay tuned, and we'll see you real soon. And sound. And we are back. Now, we have arrived in a large plaza of sorts. Rain, would you be so kind as to give a description of where we are and what this whole place looks and feels like?
So we are inside the northwestern gate. There's a little alcove where this giant glowing blue crystal is, which is the aetherite crystal. And that's kind of where we're landed. And you can see 8 large walls, probably like 100 feet high, that completely surround the area. The walls are spell inscribed blue marble, so it's all like brightly colored blue, almost crystalline, and the veins of the marble are glowing with spell power. Each corner of the wall has its own tower, and each tower has unique construction. So it applies itself to a different area of study. So there's a black mage tower that has several very large holes in it from explosions. And there's a red mage tower that has various platforms on it for you can see like a fencing area, but there's also like a flying area where they would try out different devices that would help them fly. The the blue mage tower is a full 10 stories shorter than the other towers because it also sprawls out into a menagerie area. There's a cobblestone promenade that leads to the main building, which is a large interior keep. Surrounding it are patches of grassy areas with benches and like open air study areas, and then surrounding that are some like small businesses like restaurants, craft stores, stuff like that. On either side of the main building are smaller buildings that are dormitories, and you can see that each dormitory is like a 3-story apartment complex. Um, The main building is made of blue opaque crystal that looks slightly similar to the aetheryte crystal. Um, Yeah, that's the outside. And you can see with the menagerie, there's an exterior portion. It's off to the southern side. There's an exterior portion that branches off from the main building and then leads into the main building into a much larger warehouse-looking area. And then the doors for the main building are made of black marble.
Fancy.
And there's a giant sign right next to the aetheryte crystal that says, "Welcome to Howell University."
Now, how do you think the other students may react to, this large vehicle just being popped down? Because I think you might get the occasional, huh, but that's about it.
I think that if there were any first-year students, they would panic, and anybody older than first year would just be like, "Interesting," and go back to their studying.
Yeah, I feel that is the vibe.
Weird shit do happen at Howell's.
Reno, how do you react? We'll do Reno's reaction last. Let's start with the person who this will be the most alien for, being Lilith. Lilith, you were not here before. You were somewhere else, and now you're here. How feel?
I feel like Lilith would just kind of just look around at everything and just be like, wow. When you mentioned that this place was... This is... fancy. Not like opulent fancy, but like... fancy. Like, she's just kind of like looking around at everything, still trying to gauge just... how to really respond. Like... oh god, I'm terrible at explaining things today, but like... you kind of like go to a new place and it looks like very... like, it's kind of clear that it's like very like high standard and I guess and stuff. That makes sense?
Like high end.
Yeah, high end. And so it's kind of like, oh, don't really know how to respond aside from the fact that it looks fancy.
But there's that inherent mild panic of, I don't want to break anything.
Why not? I break the tower all the time.
It's just like I feel like there isn't any danger, but also, oh god. Also, I apologize. I think the pain meds I took is making me bad at explaining things and conveying emotion at the moment.
It's
all good.
It is a fairly apt description because, it's a very confusing situation. You were traveling on your go-kart, your golem cart, through a wide open area of perpetually raining lightning, and now you're in some fancy-ass university. I think you are entitled to be like, whoa, I'm confused. Why? You're allowed to be that. Okay, so next, let's go to Herbie. Herbie, how do you feel to be?
Hey Herbie, you're home.
Herbie is just having the weirdest sense, like the interior courtyard looks right and the hallways look good, but all of the exterior is wrong. So Herbie's very confused, going, been here, but I haven't been here. Where's the town? I'm sure there's supposed to be a city outside. But those are the signs for the classrooms. Okay. That's it. More notes. Starts breaking out pads of paper and sketching shit down.
Herbie is going to have an amazing first assignment to hand in.
Best essay ever.
And then finally, Reno. For the first time, you are the person who knows what is going on. Reno is technically in charge. We should all be alarmed.
Yeah, as the player, that terrifies me.
As a character, that terrifies everyone else.
Herbie doesn't know any better. Reno's a fine boss.
So Reno, what is your reaction? You still got half an envelope in your mouth.
Reno kind of dance forward until she's further out from the courtyard, and kind of do like a really elegant bow and go, "Welcome to Howl University, also known as Roaming Fortress Howl." And she'll kind of point up at the sky, and if you look up, there will be clouds racing by.
Huh.
And then she's gonna pause for me and go, "You know," look down at the envelope. Does it have the headmaster's name on it?
Yes.
She's gonna go from like excited and like almost smug looking to slightly panicked. She goes, "Oh fuck, we have to go to the headmaster's office."
Stat bad.
No. Once again, said like Jim.
Yeah. Jim? I'm gonna quickly fire off through the NPC's responses. Jim? John? Is gonna put their arm around the horse's like neck, and kind of like how you would put your arm around someone's shoulder, like, "Hey, buddy," and it'd be like, "Yeah, this is fine. Don't worry about it." Do we all need to go? Cause you know, I might just like hang out with my horse, not in the
You're
presence
totally
of
horse.
authority.
You're totally horse that you totally own.
Yeah, I do. I own this
Yeah.
horse. It's fine. It's normal. Stop reading too much into it. Just stop.
Jim is a mystery, and I will figure this out.
So that's Jim. Response. Val just looks tired and confused, and we're going. Yeah. So we all have to go and meet this headmaster person, or quite frankly,
Technically,
I'm just gonna go lie down.
technically, we all need to go in at least to get a visitor pass for everyone.
Right, fine.
You can lie down after, I guess.
Fine. We'll get this visiting pass with whatever.
Herbie, are you a freshman?
Yes?
That explains a lot.
Hans, you know what? Hans was midway cooking for a Hans made pan cheesy, and I believe a student will be walking past and make an inquiry as to how much one is, assuming that this is a food cart. And Hans's little eyes light up. Hans like, question. Is it possible to create a small exchange where I provide Hans-made Pancheesies for students in exchange for, something, money? I don't care. I want to make food for people. Am I allowed
He
to?
accidentally found Hans's purpose in life.
Chef.
Hans wants to have his own food cart. That is it now. Hans has discovered his life's ambition. So that's what Hans is doing. And these students look totally down for it. So that's Hans. Probably is just confused. He goes, ooh, okay, this is cool. I don't got nothing else to say. I'm just kind of here. Well, maybe.
Fair enough.
Will you take us on a grand tour? This place seems like you get a grand tour.
I can do that everywhere except the College of Theoretical Physics.
Yeah, it sounds fine. The theoretical physics sounds complicated, and I don't want it.
It's just
Herbie
really hard to find.
Herbie kind of mutters to himself, "Not that it's gonna help."
And then finally, Raiko, who is just... They just, like... Raiko's just getting okay with stuff happening now. And just goes, okay, yeah, let's go get visitor passes, from wherever we are, this interplanar traveling okay. This is fine.
Look at it this way. You know how you learn in a temple?
Yeah.
This is like that, but without the religion.
Yeah, I can deal with that. Let's do it. So what'd you call it? The headmaster? Is that what we're going?
Yeah.
All right.
We're gonna have to go talk to. Bardic, is it okay if I say the name?
Yeah, go for it.
We're gonna have to go and talk to Headmaster Sid.
And with that, Rena, you can start leading the way. Hans is gonna stay put with the go-kart and start making sandwiches. Jim is just... Jim says he'll wait here for everyone to be done, but feels that hanging out with a horse might draw a bit too much attention, so is just gonna go stay out of the way. No biggie. Don't worry about it. It'll be fine. So Val begrudgingly follows along, probably is just happy, and Raiko is just intrigued, but also mildly perplexed and agitated at the whole thing. Just out of frustration. And you can start making your way to the headmaster's office. Rain, how does this go? What is the walk like there? Where do you go? What wonderful sights are to be seen and whatnot?
So coming up on the door, you can see, well, the double doors that are at the front of the building are black marble, but everything around it is either the blue that the rest of the walls and stuff are made of, or elements of white with gold threading. And there are multiple small statues that look like creatures from various worlds, including some that might be slightly familiar. Walking through the double doors, the interior is almost completely made of the black marble with gold threading. You can see massive staircases going up. You can see like a fountain directly ahead that has a statue of a tall man wearing a cloak with long hair. He's on top of a frozen pillar because the water within the fountain is completely frozen over. And then just above that, you can see like a bubble window that shows into a really ornate looking office. There are stairs on either side leading up to that office. Off to the left, there is the registry and the kind of the public relations building area. And off to the right is, I believe, the first menagerie. You could see stairs going up on either side. The center of the building is an open floor plan, but on either side you can see multiple tiers of floors, each with a row of doors leading to either different classrooms, labs, or outbuildings. The only place that looks like it's different from the others is a steel door off to the right leading into the primary menagerie, and it looks like it's been blown off its hinges multiple times. You can see in at least 3 different places signs that read theoretical physics. And Reno's going to lead you past the fountain and up the stairs right up to a sign that says Headmaster's Office.
Does anyone have any thoughts, feelings, or anything as we're going through all of this? Or is it still very much like, I am out of place and do not enjoy it? Or I'm out of place and I'm thrilled by how wonderful all of this is?
Lilith just kind of has the vibe of just like, I have no idea what's going on, but at this point I am just rolling with it, because what else can I do?
Yeah,
Just, the like, well, we're here now. It's not like we're in any danger or anything, so, I might as well roll with it.
Oh no, we're in lots of dangers, just not more than usual.
You don't know that though, but
Okay. So, with that, you will arrive at the... Oh?
I forgot a detail.
Detail away.
As Reno gets closer and closer to the building and goes inside and gets closer and closer to the fountain, if anybody's watching her, she's constantly scratching the side of her head, and you can see flames licking around her eyes.
Normal, don't think about it. See, from
Right.
now on, perpetually, Jim will just appear out of nowhere, off the side of the screen, and goes, just don't think about it, it's fine. Just off screen, you can see, if you just look over there, you see Jim with their horse. Just go, it's fine, don't think about it.
Jim is a very unique plot device of, don't think about this too hard.
I love Jim. Yep. Alright, so you find yourself at the doors of the headmaster's office. Do you knock? Do you just walk on in? What is the protocol here?
Well, there's the protocol, and then there's what Reno does.
Well, what does Reno do?
Reno raises her hand like she's going to knock, and instead just shoves on the door because she knows that it's not locked.
Mm-hmm. So the door will fling open, and there's this very nice looking office, and there'll be a stern but soft spoken voice of someone who is clearly like a very paternal figure just in their own existence, and they will say, so looks like you've made it back. And with that is where we'll end the session. So huge thank you to everybody for hanging out. Thank you to the players for all this, and thank you to Rain specifically for putting a lot of time and effort into designing this whole place. We're about to have a whole lot of fun here at Howl's Moving University. So with that, I am the Bardic Knot. You can find me on the internet, Twitter, Twitch, Patreon, and YouTube, all as the Bardic Knot. That is me. ATB, do you have words you would like to say?
Sorry, I just really like the thought of Howl's Moving University. But hi, I am a tired guy. I played Lilith today. who I hope I played well because I think my pain meds are getting to me. You can find me over on the Undead Case channel every second Thursday for Curse of Strahd Barovian Days, where I play as a completely different character to Lilith. And also, every second Saturday, you can find me back over here, where normally we do a One Piece tabletop role-playing game, but it's on hiatus for the summer, so we'd be doing like various other stuff, including a possible Vampire the Masquerade game. But yeah, I don't think I'm missing anything. Except for thank you, Rain, for making up this university, and yeah, you cool.
Oh, I got to tell you the name.
All right, Andy, do you have words you would like to say, please?
Yep. I'm Andy, at Anthony Tift on Twitter, playing Herbie here, and thanks, Rain, but by the end, Herbie will have an accurate map, able to get to class.
Except for theoretical physics.
One day, build a machine. And I think that's all I've got.
All right, and then finally, Rain, do you have words?
I am Rain Hayes, and you can find me here playing this, sometimes over at So Many Games during their charity games, and on the DM's Guild, where I make things, and sometimes I'll just make things because I have an idea and it gets wildly out of hand because I'm ADHD, which is how this happened. I literally told Bardic, I have an idea for a new summon, and then it just went wild in my head, and I created an entire world. Yeah, I'm happy that we got to Howls, and I can finally say the name instead of just saying Reno's University, because it was really hard. I kept almost saying it.
Okay, so with that, we're gonna wrap it on up, and until next time, everybody, stay safe and happy adventures. Bye.
Bye.